Welcome to the weekly first verse of the Haftara, the selected reading from the prophets. And this week we are reading from the Haftara of the weekly portion of Pinchas. And I'll read it once regular, once with a melody, and then we'll talk about some of the very interesting words that we have here. And we have a special surprise here today. Let's start. V'yad Adonai hayeta el Eliyahu v'yishanes motnav. וירוץ לפני אחאב עד בואכה יזרעאלה. And with a melody, ויד אדוני הייתה אל אליהו וישנס מותניו וירוץ לפני אחאב עד בואכה יזרעאלה. And we have here several very interesting words. First of all, we have a hapax legomenon. Hapax legomenon is a word that appears only once in the Bible, and vaishanes is a good example for it. We don't have it anywhere else in the Bible, and we don't really know what vaishanes is if we only read the Bible, because we only have one occurrence of this word. Based on the comparison to Aramaic and post-biblical Hebrew, it has to do with binding together, maybe binding the garments, okay, so we can run. Okay, note that it is done before running. So based on the context as well as the etymology, it has to do with girding up or binding your robe. Remember, they didn't have trousers like we have, but they had a different, more like a robe. And so Vayarotz lifnei Achav ad bo'acha Yizra'ela. So I want to talk about these last two words. I'll start with the word bo'acha. The word bo'acha is a super interesting word because it literally means, it is literally a combination of the infinitive construct bo, which means arriving or coming or getting into a place to go, to arrive, and the second person masculine singular cha at the end. Bo'acha, you're coming, you're arriving. Like bait, house, beitcha, your house, melech, king, malkecha. Okay, and that is this combination of the infinitive form with the second person masculine singular pronominal suffix is not unheard of. But what's unique about this is that we have a grammaticalization of this suffix here. It does not mean anymore you're coming into, but this becomes a frozen form, and the word bo'acha, instead of meaning you're coming into, because nobody is talking to anyone here, right? This is all in third person. It's talking about Eliyahu and his actions, what he did and how he ran. And bo'acha, which literally means until you arrive at a place, means as far as, up until a certain place, okay? Or on the direction of a certain place, going into a certain place. So it does not mean anymore until you arrive at, but rather to the direction or all the way to, okay? And finally, Yizra'ela. Yizra'ela means to Jezreel, okay? The valley of Jezreel is a very, very nice and fertile valley. It is so fertile that the name Yizra'ela has to do with the root zayin reishin ayin, which has to do with sowing, with seed. Now let me show you where from and where to Eliyahu is running. So I'll zoom out a little bit so we get to see where we are as far as Israel. Okay, so this is Israel as you know it, right? You can see here the area of Jerusalem, the Dead Sea, the Mediterranean Sea. And now let's zoom into the running of Eliyahu. Eliyahu is running from Mount Carmel. Mount Carmel is a ridge that goes all the way to the Mediterranean. But the specific point where Eliyahu is having the context with the prophets of the Baal, it is obviously debated because we don't have like the exact remnants of that place. But many think that this is the Keren of the Carmel, the horn of Carmel, which is here. And he is running all the way to Jezreel. So he is running about, depending on the route he is taking, but most probably here. Again, it depends on ancient routes, and he is going through the city of Megiddo, or around the city of Megiddo, and which is Armageddon, and he is arriving at Tel Yisrael, which is Jezreel, the ancient city of Jezreel. So he's running a good 33 kilometers, just it is about 20 miles. It's a good run, so he had to prepare himself for it, and he's obviously not running because of his training, because the hand of the Lord is upon him. So that's a little bit about the Haftara. It would take you about 7 hours to walk this if you walk from where it is, where the Carmel possibly have been to the to where Jezreel was, and he's running, so he's doing it faster, maybe 3 hours, maybe a little bit less, who knows. And that's it for this Haftara.